Okay, so next week, yes, short week, okay, for a multitude of reasons. One, okay, some of you are gone on Monday. That's a correct presumption, right?
Yep.
Okay. Okay. Tuesday, yes, it's a track meet, but you do not leave until 2:20. So that doesn't really affect you at that time. Okay, I will address that. I had asked some of the juniors if they weren't aware of any golf meets yet. I'm not saying that you're wrong. On Tuesday, what time do you leave? Okay. Okay. So with that, go ahead and look at the schedule for next week. Okay. Some of you are asking about the vocabulary. Due the 14th. Okay. So I will have your first assignment on Tuesday. Tear it down, please. And then a lot of the things that we do, we want to make sure that we do an activity in here with the organic compounds, okay? But you don't have enough background information yet, okay? Besides, next week is with the Easter break coming up.
Easter break is literally a day, extra day.
Okay, and I'm presuming everyone's phone's up there. We're moving in the same direction, okay?
What?
All right. So that's your schedule for next week, okay? It's your time now to go ahead and take a glance at that, but you can see it again on Monday. Now, FFA people, do we get a worksheet today? Do we? You do? Well, you're not wrong, but who does that affect on Monday for FFA? Please help me out. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So then you're gone Monday and Tuesday. Okay. If you have the golf meet. All right. Yes. I didn't hear what you said.
I told you it's going to be going for like a week.
I know. All right. Okay. So, I would highly suggest that we follow along here. Now, for some of you, if you choose, okay, you can always, the same content that we're talking about is also found in the book. If you want to read in chapter 23, what we're talking about here is also found in your chapter. Okay? So that's your opportunity to look at that content if you so choose. Okay. Now, I think you have a lot of this wrote down. Okay? So, for instance, you've said it yesterday. What happens at carbon number 5? The geometrical, it's named after the geometrical shape. It doesn't turn into the shape. Okay? We actually had these up on the board yesterday, but you did not realize that because you haven't been taught that yet. Okay? You haven't been taught anything? Okay? Okay. All right. Okay. Okay. We just have a little bit of content to go over. Okay. This was up on the board yesterday. Why is that? Well, now's your opportunity, so get it wrote down, please. Okay. What could or should you be doing now? Okay. What are you choosing to do this? Are you choosing? Why not? Okay. Well, the next slide, we don't. Okay? Okay, do you have the content now? All right. One of the best examples of isomers and ones that would pertain to yourself, okay? This is called isopropyl alcohol, okay? So what that means then, this would be different than propanol. Again, that's just a concept that you have not learned yet, but this is why we use this. It'll help. Okay, sound went off for just a moment. Okay, so this is called Aldrich. It's a handbook for ordering chemicals. There are, well, that's the index. Mine is looking at page 2507. Okay, so the page is in here. The compounds are quite small. And as you can tell, I think you would agree that there's lots of organic compounds here you can utilize. We got better things to do than that. Okay. You lost yours. Well, it's a good thing that we don't have a whole lot to write down. We got better things to do than that, gentlemen. Close your laptops, please. We're asking nicely. Okay. Close our laptops, please. That one isn't. You don't quite have it named yet. No.
This one isn't right?
No. We'll explain why that is in just a moment. Okay?
She needs to close her laptop, right? Yeah, better things to do.
Sorry?
She has better things to do, right? Yes.
Yeah. We'll have time in just a moment. All right? Okay.
Then why are you making
Okay. All right. If you want to choose to do that, that is your choice. Okay, we got better things to do with our time. Okay, we'll have time at the end. Close your laptop, please. All right. Thank you. Okay. So, this is the last thing that we're going to be talking about today. Okay? You probably don't have anything to write for this, do you? Yes? No? Okay. Okay?
You said I have the choice to do it.
All right. But aren't you the same individual that just said you don't teach us anything?
Yeah. You want it right now? I think
Oh, so we are right now, but now you're just doing
I said
that.
you're not right now.
Oh,
It's just
okay.
words that don't help us on our test.
Oh, okay.
I don't see any formulas up there.
God.
It's freezing.
Okay, does everyone have this content that wants it? Okay. 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 You have this content if you wrote it down yesterday. You have this content if you wrote it down yesterday. Okay. So, what is the molecular formula for this? Pentane. Sit down, please. Well, sit up there then. Well, that's a choice you're making. Why? Okay? C5H12, right? Okay? What is the molecular formula for this one? This one? No. How many carbons do we have total? Okay. How many hydrogens are there? 12. Okay. So with what you wrote down today, for those of you who chose to do so, this is a clear definition of what? When you have the same molecular formula but a different structure. What's that called? Starts with an I. It's an isomer. Okay? Okay? We just told you. Okay? So how many carbons are in this structure? 5. Okay? How many hydrogens are on there? What is 4 times 3? Okay? There's 3 on this one. 3 hydrogens, 3 hydrogens, 3 hydrogens. 3 times 4 gives you what? Okay, now, we're about to do that right now. Good question. Okay, what is your longest continuous chain right here? 3. What is the name for 3 carbons? What's the prefix for 3 carbons? Sorry. Okay? Okay. Is there anything branching off of that propane? Right. It is. Okay, now, which carbon specifically are they branching off of? The second one. Okay, so 2. Okay. Okay. Then there's another one on the second one. Okay? Now,
Oh, it's 2. And then it's 2,2-dimethyl.
okay,
Is it dimethyl?
it is. Why are you right when you say dimethyl? Because there's 2 of them. That's right. Okay, so we got 2, comma 2.
That's BIE.
Dimethylpropane. And every time something is branching off of your parent chain, even if it's the same one, you still have to put that number down, even if it's the same carbon. Okay? All right. Now, this top upper right-hand corner, this is a trick. Just like some of you, because of human nature. Human nature, we're curious. Okay? Human nature, we make mistakes. Okay? This is one that we've seen before too. What does that Roman numeral mean? Charge of +2. It doesn't mean that you put a 2 down there. That's not what the 2 means. The 2 means +2. All right? Another way that we may make a mistake, just writing that when it's by itself, it's diatomic. So you need to have a 2 there. Okay? So with this is a trick. There are no alkyl derivatives, which means CH3, C2H5. We don't go beyond that. Okay? Okay. You've learned. Okay. Let me finish. You've learned one derivative so far. What was that called? This one right here. What is the formula for a methyl group? CH3. Okay? This is called an alkyl group because it's derived from an alkane. Okay? Now, CH3, as we just said, is an alkyl derivative. What that means is this, even though it has a formula of CH3, it is not a derivative. Okay? It's just a bent parent chain. Okay? So what that means, okay, how many carbons do you have?
5, 6.
Okay? So what does that mean to you?
C6, 12, C6, 18.
14. Okay? So say that again. This is hexane. Now, okay? You do not have any methyl groups as derivatives on these types of compounds. Okay? Right. Now, that is different than this one because this is not on the end. This is on the end of the chain. So it is part of the parent chain.
So if they're on the end, they're not considered coming down for branch.
That is correct.
What about on the all the way left, the first one?
What about this?
No, I'm saying if the C was on the first one.
Over here?
Yeah.
Okay.
It would be.
That is still part of the parent chain. Now you have heptane.
Yeah, but I was just saying if you erase. What's the numbers for? No, if you erase.
No. No.
If you erase the C on the right.
Okay.
So then it'd be the same thing?
It's still the same thing. It's still hexane because you have 6 carbons.
What if it was above it?
Same thing. Okay? Yeah, no matter where this is, you could put this above, and it is still hexane. Good question. Okay? So the question was, what if you had one on the top and on the bottom? Now we go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is your parent chain right here. That one branches. That's right.
What if you have one on this bottom and one on that top?
Over here,
Yeah.
that's still part of the parent chain. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now you have heptane.
So it can't make it.
They can't make what?
It can't.
Well, they can, but
But not on top of it.
right. Okay. So what would you call this compound? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We've got our hexane.
Methyl. Methyl actually one.
Where's it located?
One.
No.
One hexane, one methyl hexane.
No.
Just tell us what we're doing wrong.
1, 6 methyl.
This is your parent chain, right? It's 2.
It's 2. So 2 methyl hexane.
Right.
How?
Right.
No, could it be 2, 5 methyl?
Okay. Okay, if you who wants my help here? A lot of you, we're going to get to a certain point, you don't teach us this. We don't pay attention in class because we don't. And then all of a sudden, oh, we've got to work on this. Now we don't know how to do it.
How is it 2 methyl?
Okay, let me finish, okay?
Oh, I get it now.
All right. So this is your first carbon, right? This is your first carbon, right? So there's number 1.
Wait, you said that's part of the parent chain. It is.
It is.
Because when pretty much the one that's on the down is coming over to the side. Guys, stop talking.
My goodness.
What you're getting confused is this. I'm trying to help you. Okay? All right? So if this is not on there, you just have a parent chain of hexane. Okay? But now, when we do this, this was your first carbon on your parent chain, right? Okay? So now, when we go 1, 2, it doesn't go straight up like this because that parent chain keeps going. We predetermined that. Okay? So 1, here's your second one. 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th. The prefix for 6-carbon alkane is hexane. It's saturated, so it is an alkane. Okay? What's the formula for a methyl group? CH what? Okay? And that has a formula of CH3. Which carbon is it on? Second one. Okay? Because what's going to happen, okay? I'm not making this more difficult. Some of you are choosing to do that. Okay? It's going to get more difficult when we get into the unsaturated compounds. I didn't choose to make it that difficult. It's in the book. Just say, let the cards fall where they may. Just say, you got your book and don't have to lecture anymore. I don't think that's the point. Okay? A lot of the same rules apply as far as what we're doing here, as far as what we're doing here. The reason I want to do these is because some of you are gone next week. It's better when we do it while we are together, rather than looking at the Science Channel. I think you would agree with that. Okay? Is there anything with this compound, this one, or this one that you want a little more clarification with? You might. Okay, so it's safe to say I can erase everything but these two compounds. Okay. Okay. So as we look at this, how many carbons are there? What is the prefix for 4? Okay. Now, as we look at that, that is different than this one. Okay. So what is this one called? Butane. Okay? Because everything is single bonded, right? This is not single bonded. That's not an equal sign. That's a double bond. Okay? So when we talk about compounds that are double bonded, it does not end in A and E, but rather this, E and E. Okay? It's an alkene. You're right, just say that a little louder. Butene. That's what this compound is. Now, to finish this, how many bonds does each carbon atom want? 4 bonds. 8 electrons, but 4 bonds. So, this carbon is bonded to this one. There's 1. So how many more bonds does this carbon want? Okay. This carbon is bonded to that one and this one. This carbon is bonded to this one. There's 1. And it's got 2 on this side. Okay. Okay. That's how you would write butene. Yeah. Okay. So why, I'm going to squiggle this, why is that wrong? Why is this wrong? It has too many bonds, that's right. It can only have 4 bonds. Okay? When you do this, this carbon number 1 to carbon number 2, there's 2 bonds right there. Now you have 3, 4, and 5. It can't do that. It can only have 4 bonds. Okay? Then this one's double bonded to carbon number 1. There's 2 bonds. Here's 3, 4, and then that would make 5. That's why we said we're going to squiggle those lines. You can't do that. Okay? We heard it 2 times now. C4H8. Okay? That is different than an alkane because what is that formula? C4H what? C4H what? There we go. Okay? Last thing we want to talk about. Okay? This is the last thing for today. All right? How many carbons are in this compound? Okay. This is just a little more tricky or complex. Okay? So, what is the prefix for 4? Okay? Is this single or double bonded? Somewhere there's a double bond. So what is the suffix for a double bonded compound? ENE. Okay? How are these two different?
The one's in the middle, the other one's on the side.
Right. On this compound, you don't have to put anything up here. You can, if you really want to be specific, you could do that, because after the first carbon, that's where that double bond is. So, exactly. So on this one, you'd have to put a dash in there. Okay. Now on this one, the double bond is located after which carbon? Okay. So then all you do is put a 2 here. Now, it doesn't matter if you start on the right side and go left, or the left side and go right. It's after the second carbon. Okay? Okay? But what happens if we do this now? No. Okay, how many carbons are in your parent chain now? 5. Okay? So, which way are we going? Left to right or right to left? Mm-hmm.
Just listen, guys.
Wait, who were we talking about?
Okay? How many carbons are in this parent chain now? Okay, so how does that change the prefix? Okay? But does this chain go left to right or right to left?
Left to right. And right to left. Both. You gotta count both, right?
No.
Left.
Why are you right when you say right to left?
Because the double bond is...
Okay, what we're trying to say is if you go this direction, okay, that double bond is after the third carbon. But if you go right to left, going this way, it's after which carbon? So which one gives you the lower combination? Okay, so that's why it has to go right to left. 2-pentene. All right. If a double bond or triple bond is after the first carbon, you can just write this name. It's just understood it's after the first carbon. It goes back to this. H2SO4. You don't put a 1 here, do you? It's just understood you have one sulfur atom. If you just write it like this, it's just understood that that is after the first carbon. All right. Any questions? Left side and left outside. It's after the double bond. Right to left. Okay. Okay. If you go that way, that double bond is after which carbon? After this one, correct? But if you go this way, that carbon is after which one? Right, so which one gives you the lower combination? That's why we erased that. Okay. So get your vocab terms done. We'll have a paper for you to work on next week. It's getting closer to the Easter holiday, so we will catch up to you next time.
Can we grab our